Okay, so we're now live on YouTube, Patrick, so you can start that.
Hi, everybody. It's Pat Flannery from Fenestration Review here. I should say hi, Ontario, specifically, because this is the Ontario Day on Regional Week. And so we're actually in my neck of the woods. I'm coming to you from the basement bunker in London, Ontario, which you can't see behind me because, of course, we have our, see if I can do this. Yeah, there we go. Our beautiful sponsors, Veka. Thank you very much, Veka. They've been here all week. And some other company I've never heard of called Everlast down here. Who knows?
Well, hopefully after this, they'll
have
all heard of it.
And this is why we're here. We're gonna find out today all about the mighty Everlast group of companies centered in. Well, you're not actually in Woodbridge, are you, Vince?
No, we're not in Woodbridge.
You're actually outside of Woodbridge. Yeah, you're close to it. You're close to it.
We're in Etobicoke, right by the airport.
They're in Etobicoke by the airport. It's a nice facility. I've actually been there, and we're going to find out all about it today from Vince Porcelli, the vice president of sales. How you doing, Vince?
Doing very well, thank you, Patrick. Thanks, Stefan, for having us out. Great opportunity as per usual. Love the stuff that FenCan has definitely been doing over the last little while.
It's been informative. Eh? It's been. I think this is a great way to do things when we can't all get together. It's a chance for us to talk about some of the more specific regional issues. And Al Yagalis always does a great job, and all the presenters I think have been excellent. So, what have you taken out of it, Vince? Have you learned anything?
I've learned how to work Zoom.
Yeah.
Sort of. We're gonna find out shortly.
You got to figure out. Yeah, you got to get something out of this. Listen, Vince, we're trying to get the spotlight on some manufacturers. We talked to Cam Drew out at Thermoproof in Vancouver Island.
Yeah, I watched that. Yesterday. Very nice facility there. Beautiful.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Yes.
What about a bakery? You think about moving into a bakery? Might be your next.
It might be the next. I might keep part of the bakery though if we do that. With cannolis and all, it might be an Italian bakery. Might be good.
Oh yes, that's right. You guys could be cooking. Yeah, that's right. You guys could be cooking all day long. That would be perfect. So so we're trying to talk to some of the manufacturers and find out what you guys are doing, what you're seeing out there, and what's going on with your companies. Vince, what's happening with Everlast now? What do people? Well, I guess first of all, give us the big view. Give us who you are and what you guys do.
Give us who we are. Okay, I'm going to share my screen here. It's got a little bit of a PowerPoint going, so we can kind of run through what. Hopefully, this works out for me here. So
it's going to happen.
A lot of pressure.
I feel good about it.
A lot of pressure.
Oh, yeah, it's a lot of pressure.
Here you go.
All right.
We're up.
Yep.
All right. So basically, an old company, old family-run business, started way back in 1950 with Albert Booth, who was basically selling aluminum products. Still do a lot of the aluminum products today, some that were still existing from back then. And back 10 years after that, in 1960, that's when the king, the man, the myth, the legend, joined the ranks of the Everlast group, or Everlast company back then, at the ripe young age of 16 as a glass cutter. Then they made the transition, like a lot of other companies at the time in the 70s, with the advent of vinyl. We actually had established Illumatex, which provided the vinyl manufacturing for the company as well. And then it was in 2005 when the Bruno family, Mike, Johnny, and Frank, took over the helm of Everlast fully and ran with it from there. And then that's when the real big transitions started from there. In 2008, 3 years after that, they outgrew the facility they were at on Keldan, and we moved into the 40,000 square foot facility that we're in now in Etobicoke. Quick shot of it there with the newly put altitude windows on there. We finally had the time to put our own product on there. We were like,
that's nice. Yeah.
Right? Walks without shoes. So we took care of that. Then in 2012, Mike continued his quest to make things bigger and better, and had Napa Valley Doors join the company. So they were a wood door manufacturer, custom wood. This was prior to me coming to Everlast. And I remember Mike telling me this, that he's bought this company, and I asked him where he's going to put it. He says, so at Carlingview. Where? I'm like,
Where?
There's no way.
There's
So,
nothing.
typical Mike fashion, he says, come see me in 3 months. Okay. So sure enough, I go back in 3 months, and there it is. Somehow he squeezed the corner out of that plant, and we had a full-fledged door facility back there. So kudos to him.
Is that before or after he got rid of the IG line?
That was before we had the IG line.
He
At that
still had the IG going.
Still had the IG line. It was incredible. And then 2013, when I came on board, and we basically started rebranding the company more as a group. Now that there was more than one company, things were getting bigger. We've kind of gone past the ma and pa stage and needed to kind of get a little more progressive. So we did that. And then as we kept going and going, again, we got into the aluminum window side of things in a bigger way. So we got into more of a higher end residential and commercial type window. We introduced the altitude product that we know of today. Then in 2018, we purchased up in Thunder Bay, because we've been doing a lot of work up in Thunder Bay, and we were shipping from down here. So we decided, you know what, maybe it's time to actually look for something up there and make it a little more permanent. A&R Ross happened to be available. They were a staple company in the community up there, been around for a long time without an exit strategy. So we took over that facility there in Thunder Bay. We added a design center. So we moderned it up. We put a lot of the stuff that we would see, in Toronto and some of the bigger centers, introduced a lot of it up there to the builders. It was welcomed with open arms. I mean, we send it. There's got to be a full truckload probably leaving here every week with either vinyl windows, aluminum windows, doors. So they created this as basically like a full design center. So you can see doors, different types of product. There's a beautiful view. Not a real view, of course, but that's the altitude.
Is that Lake Superior? No, wait a second. I don't remember that island.
You don't remember that island there? Giant's Tomb?
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah. We've even up there. So again, to provide the full service to the builders that are up there, custom home guys up there and that, and is they even put in things like a kitchen center, there's siding, there's a little bit of everything in there. So it's truly like a design center for them. So they can go in and get a full package for anything that they're building. So the kitchen center was something new that was introduced this year.
Yeah, that must have been a bit of an eye opener for the builders up there, eh? Get a whole bunch of this sexy Toronto stuff.
Yeah, and that was the intention again, and it was received very, very well. Like probably even beyond our expectations. We figured, I mean, we were doing it in dribs and drabs with Mike flying up there every so often and visiting quite often. He still does that every 6 weeks or so. He'll fly in and get stuff done up there. So now that we have the permanent place, now they're able to send their customers over there, and they can choose everything. Instead, even down to the kitchen in some cases, there's cabinetry in that to have a look at as well. Cool. So definitely a great idea, very well received, and has been doing fantastic work for us to date. So we'll see how long it takes before we outgrow this place here.
Is that a thing? Is that a thing guys should look at? Is find an underserved area. Find an area where maybe not everybody is in there in a big way, or they're only getting really cookie cutter stuff through the big boxes or something like that, and try to land in there. Do you think that's something that would work in different places?
Well, it definitely was the idea here, and
yeah,
proven that it has worked. I guess getting to know the market again, the fact that we were in there kind of with our toes in there a little bit, kind of figured it out and got to know who the players were. I think that was key. And then it got to the point where, it's time to make that move now. And I think other centers would probably benefit from that same type of philosophy.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the things we'll get into as I'm moving along here is we did the same thing south of the border.
Right.
Not to the same extent. We're almost done with it. But that is definitely a great idea. And I think that's something that we've looked at and we'll probably continue to look at as we move forward.
Yeah, I get the sense that there's a sense of appreciation in some of these smaller places that you can benefit from that. They're happy to see somebody coming in, investing in the community, all that stuff. Sorry, go ahead.
Actually that's a perfect segue. As you'll kind of see on the wall there's the Habitat for Humanity. That's one right we've done up there in Thunder Bay. It's gotten very involved and very entrenched in the community with the products that we had given them, with raffles, and with what we've done. We'd raised over $75,000 for their charity up there. A couple houses being built this year. We bought some laptops for the kids that were in those houses. So that's one of the things we were very proud of, is that we did go up there as a business, but we also made ourselves part of the community in that respect, and continue to look for those opportunities.
Mike got his picture taken with the big handshake. I know.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
oh,
right.
yeah. Always good.
Did I go backwards here? I think I may have gone backwards.
Well, yeah, you were there, and then yeah, there you go.
There we go. Yeah, so as I had mentioned, in 2019, we went south of the border. So we did some work for a large property company down in Washington, D.C.
Mm-hmm.
And as they started being appreciative of the product we were bringing down there, for that same reason, there was something they weren't aware of. So a lot of the buildings that we tackled had their single steel frame, single pane windows. And the bylaw down in Washington, D.C. is nothing can be built taller than the Washington Monument. So everything is pretty much 5-6 story. Nothing is bigger than that. So it was kind of one of the things being down there was peculiar, is that everything looked the same when it came to doing that. So even with this particular building that we started with, yes, they want to change the windows. Yes, we want to be more efficient with what we're putting in, but they have to look like this. So we sat down and came up with a design for them where I made the use of our altitude window. So, having that Energy Star rating that they had, that was something they had never seen in an aluminum window. Like, what do you mean they could meet this? What do you mean it's double pane? And, and then with the Canadian dollar, it was even better. We can do it for this much. So all that kind of, snowballed and went into place. So we used like SDL patterns and managed to get them a casement window. And instead of a group of or a series of single steel, we did a larger fixed window using 2-inch SDLs in the aluminum to create the exact same image that they had before, but with a much better and higher efficient window. So they
awesome.
So that was fantastic. That was kind of our way in. And then from there, we met with the property owners, and they had 9 or 10 buildings in town. And right off the hop, they're like, okay, we got to set something in motion here. So when we got that going, we decided, you know what, maybe this is another one of those places where we put in a little showroom / design center.
Yeah.
So we're in progress of that right now. And it's almost done. Hopefully. Yeah. So we've sent some doors down there, so our altitude windows down there. So that market's growing for us as well.
Got a question coming in, Vince, from Tom Knoll. Wants to know if you're having any difficulty shipping down to the States.
Up to now, I'm going to knock on wood. I haven't had an issue. Between the customer and ourselves, we've been able to source out transportation to the Washington, D.C. area without much issue.
Okay.
So that
you're not manufacturing anything down there. It's just straight from here.
No, just right now, strictly just distribution from here down to there of finished product.
So far, so good. Yeah.
So far, so good. Yeah. We'll
as long as you get paid up front for your work on the Trump Hotel. I hear that could be a little dicey.
Funny enough, the New York market was one of the ones they wanted us to look into, and we said, I think we're going to stick to Washington for the time.
Yeah. There you go.
Maybe we'll touch on that later on.
Yeah, we'll touch on that later.
And then in 2020, just before all this lovely pandemic stuff came down, we had a plan in the previous year to reorganize the plant. So we usually do a Christmas shutdown 2 weeks every year, mid-December. Mm-hmm. So we kind of took that as a catalyst to get it moving. And then in January, when we got back, we really dove into it and got her done. It was a couple of weeks of a little bit of mayhem, but well worth the effort. And then again, we kind of were completed just as.
and then you had to reorganize it all again.
All over again.
Yeah.
As the proverbial stuff hit the fan, right?
Yeah. Like you would have had to like did you have to change things and space things out and put barriers in and stuff for the workers?
Not necessarily.
Yeah. We
had enough room. We did a couple of things to combat that. I can get into that a little bit later.
Okay. All right. I know. I'm derailing you.
No worries. It's good segues to what we did. But you who have been here before can appreciate the next shot. So this is what it looks like. You can actually see everything.
Yeah, look at that.
So everything.
I can see one wall to the other.
What's that? Yeah. So everything's got its line now. Everything is in its place. So all the raw materials will sit at the back of the plant, and everything gets manufactured forward to the back end, to the receiving end of things. Right. So I can actually, if I can manage this, I'm going to try my technical savvy here for a second.
Yeah. See if you can show us.
Show you a little pan shot of what we've done here. No, that didn't work. What did I do here? Let me try that again.
We did see something come up
Did
on
you see it
screen.
briefly?
Yep.
There's that.
So is that
Okay.
your video?
No, oh, there it is.
Yep.
So that's kind of what it looks like from the top view down. Everybody wearing their masks,
Yes.
all within distance. So what we did as well, and again, I'll get into a little bit later, but we did had to put in some measures again to keep everybody at somewhat of a safe distance from each other. So you'll see they're all different stations. So everybody's kind of working in their own little place. So all the raw materials you see loaded there, that's been something that's helped us with the flexibility of our company and the ability to react, was the ability to keep materials in-house and in stock.
Right.
Oops. So that's definitely helped us. And you can see from the back there, there's quite a bit of product hiding back there.
Yeah. Yeah. This has not been the time to be into just-in-time manufacturing.
Exactly. And that was
Yeah.
the philosophy we did take. Now see if I can get back to where I was here.
You'll do it. I'm feeling good about it. All right.
All right, now we're back to here again. Let's let me get back into this. Okay, yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
So that was the video there. Now we've added also some space at the back. That dome, we made use of it. It was separated from the building. We've since made it integrated. We put that little tunnel, so to speak, between the two, so we can get.
I think it's an airlock, Vince. We're going to call
What's
that.
that?
We'll call
Is
that
that
an airlock.
That's
an airlock.
That's the official
Yeah.
term, the scientific term? An airlock.
I just think it looks like that because
That's what it looks like. Yeah.
connecting a spaceship. Yeah.
I brought in some new material, or some new machinery, new CNC line for the door side.
What do you got there?
European. So that's the big CNC for our door line. So
Nice.
the cutouts that we do. One of the things we were able to do is, you know what? I don't think I put a picture on there of this, but we have. If you see a lot of those doors, you'll see in Arizona and California where they're the little thin steel rails with a lock block for where the handles are. And they're usually single pane glass and everybody loves them, but up here they're useless. So what we've done is to actually been able to make a steel insulated version of that in-house, custom cut, custom glass, custom door-like frame. And it's something that'll withstand what we're doing here.
Wow.
So a couple of them so far in some big projects, 8-foot high doors, double with multi-point locks, and they've been quite successful. I wish I had shared a picture. That's one of the ones I missed from the showroom. Maybe we'll see it in my walk around.
You could even go into your browser and get a picture.
And that's why.
If you had one.
What's that?
You can even go into your browser and get a picture off your website.
See if I can find it. Yeah, I can do that. And then here we've got the corner crimper for the altitude windows.
Okay.
In technology. So the windows that we make the altitude, they're not screwed together. The corners are crimped with corner keys and locked with gasketry in between to give you a nice tight seal.
That's a dark art. Where'd you get the machine from?
This was from INT.
Okay. Nice.
Also one of our fellow FenCam members, if I'm not mistaken. He'll be at Windor. That's where we bought the machine.
Yeah, they did a seminar on crimping at Windor one year. They actually know some it's not obvious. I mean, did they give you guys a lot of help setting that up, or did you guys know what you were doing?
No, they're phenomenal. They were here, I think, for the better part of a week or two, getting everything set up, making sure it was right, and any troubleshooting, the response was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's another shot of the material all lined up in the back. Storm doors, something that's still, bread and butter of Everlast from the beginning, and this is something that shows, what's ready to go out pretty much on a daily basis. We do a lot of project work still. As you'll see, most of those doors are all the same color. If I'm not mistaken, that is getting shipped to British Columbia tomorrow. There's
awesome.
28 or 30 doors. Going out there, I think for October the 8th is when they're going to get out there.
Wow.
Shot
We're
of
hear more about the Western
stuff.
Invasion.
Yeah, we'll get into the Western invasion. That's coming up. And then here we've got another shot of kind of what we're doing with the altitude window as well. Big, large mulled windows, and they're getting bigger and bigger out there. Everything that some of the requests that we get coming in are shake my head at in some cases. I've seen requests for casement windows that are 96 inches tall by 42 inches wide. They asked, can you make those? I said, yes, it's called a door.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's a great looking profile. Vince, go back for a second. What do you so what kind of energy ratings do you have on that?
Well, we're actually back into testing again. We're not quite done yet. I think we're back in the lab on Monday, I want to say. So we're getting everything redone to meet some of the new codes right now. We were up to, I think, like the 0.29s with just a standard dual cardinal glass with that window. So now we're trying to get a little more aggressive with trying different things with some of the gasketry and some of the dual panes, like now your DI89 that's out there and that. So we're looking at a few things to get some of the ratings up as well to meet what's coming.
So that glass frame interface is still probably where most of the loss happens, right? So if you improve the gasket, that's what I know a lot of guys are playing with. I know Sunview was playing with that too.
Yeah, so we're up against the same thing. We got the water up where we need it and everything. All the other pressures there, just now trying to get to that the U values.
Yep.
Another piece of machinery from INT that was purchased is a high-speed paint line. Sorry, put the volume down on this because of a few expletives in the background. But anyway, this will paint. We were amazed. It paint a full lineal in about 18 seconds.
Whoa!
Yeah, and then there's a drying rack that they all go on. So I mean, this is definitely going to really speed things up on the paint side of things. So we're really excited about this one coming into full production with everything.
When did you get that? Or do you not have it in yet?
Yeah, we got it. It's a couple months ago that we started with it.
Yeah.
And then again, with everything that's kind of gone on, we haven't been really able to use it like we want to use it, but it's definitely going to be a plus to how things are operating.
Great. Is that a water-based paint on that, or?
It's a water-based low VOC Euro finish paint like we do with the rest of our product on the vinyl side of things. Okay. One of the things I wish it would do is paint aluminum, but unfortunately not. So it's definitely going to help things on the vinyl side, because that paint booth that we have back there does the vinyl, stain some of our own wood doors as well back there, paint some of our doors. So there's always been a bit of a backlog when it came to adding the window product into that mix in that booth. So this is definitely going to shake things up and make it faster.
Yeah, that's cool.
The showroom, the other things we revamped, we're almost there. So this is kind of what it looks like now. Now, the last time you were here, I don't know if you remember seeing the Vespa in the middle there.
It was completely different when I was there.
Completely different. It's been that long. We got to get you back here.
Yeah, I know. There was sort of stuff all over the place in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah. We got rid of everything.
Yeah.
So now we created kind of a little station. So you've got one little meeting room in there in front of me with a client, and then on the walls there, this happens to be where all the door hardware. This is created in the corner samples for the wood doors are there as well to show how they're constructed. Yeah. The boardroom also uses a meeting room with clients if you need to review drawings and what have you. With dry erase board, where all the planning kind of goes on. We put the logos on the wall in that room there as well.
Good.
Just kind of dress it up a little bit. Another little room created with a modern fiberglass door. Some of our Gentech that we do a lot of work for. Graciously provided us with some of their longboard to be displayed in here. That's the altitude window combination there with the casement and fixed. And then again, create another little casual meeting room inside there to meet and have discussions with clients. That's the other side of it. We've also been starting to carry and having great success with Novatek's patio door.
Okay.
Lift and slide and Urbania as well.
And that's what you've got in there.
That's what's in there. And that complements the altitude window series from a baseline cost standpoint. The wood doors, again, still there. This is actually a lift and slide patio door that we've done. We're building a 10-foot by 10-foot one right now for a custom home in Woodbridge, and I'm dying to see that thing finish because it's incredible so far. And I've also the diamond patterned leaded glass. So this is a very, some high-end product that we're able to pull out of. And we've since actually moved the production to a Mennonite facility because it was getting a little cramped in here.
Is the patio door wood?
Patio door is all wood, all mahogany.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Quite the statement.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, that's different, and yeah, it doesn't even look, of course, really like a patio door when it's closed.
Yeah. It's like a piece of furniture in the house. And then lift this, 400-pound panel move with ease. You can move it with 2 fingers. It's absolutely incredible.
Great hardware, eh?
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
The Vespa, that was the center point of what changed the showroom. This was something that sat there for a long time that people used to always ask, why is the Vespa in the middle of the showroom? So it was actually something that Mike won. And Johnny and I threatened him, said, okay, if you don't move that out of here in 2 months, we're getting it decaled up and it's staying. So he didn't move it, hence the decals. So it became
you make Mike drive it? You should make Mike drive it.
Actually, he did this summer. He moved it to his cottage. So the little area that is in now, we replaced with one of the old presses that we had, or shears that we had out back.
Oh, that's cool.
Being a historic company like we have been and been around as long as we have, we like to display that kind of stuff. The little table in the background, that little room also has some old hand tools, like the Yankee and that they used to use back making the storm doors. That's awesome, man. That room there that you saw is in works right now. That's going to be converting to one of the companies that we've partnered with to do some business with on these high-end products. Like you see there is the lift and slide doors and the European tilt and turn doors in aluminum. That's a company out of Quebec called Alamalco. So that little showroom there is going to be all there. So we're just waiting on the product to come in because we get a lot of requests now on all these big custom homes with some large openings, 16 feet by 9 foot patio door, and they want a 2-panel lift and slide door, or you can see in the pictures, a couple of them side by side. So we've decided, it's a perfect complement to the altitude window that we're providing on the aluminum side of things with these type of builds. It just seemed like a really good opportunity to pair up with a young dynamic company. I think a lot of their stuff is manufactured in Greece right now, and they're going to be doing the same in Montreal. So that's where all the product is coming out of. A great group of guys, a lot of synergies between the two companies. So the fit was very good. So we're looking forward to doing more of that as well. Great. So that's kind of a bigger shot of what that type of product would look like.
In other words, a shared love of multiply distilled alcohol products. Is that would that be the synergy we're discussing?
That's some of the synergy we're talking about there.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. Yeah.
Deal done over a little grappa, right? Is that
yeah, exactly. I think the Greeks have an equivalent to that.
Well, they're actually Italian. They moved.
They're Italian. Oh, okay.
From Italy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back. So and now we're into the Western Canada expansion. Again, when stuff was hitting the fan and everybody was running for the hills, we were running for new opportunities. Mm-hmm. So we took a look at the West, something we've been looking at for a while, and we've established the team. The team has been put together. Now we're looking for a home for the team. Hopefully we'll have an announcement by the end of this week as to where that is and what it's going to look like. So we're anxious to get that up and running.
Interesting.
Yeah, we're going to be manufacturing out there this time. This is the only difference. With the distance and with the transportation and things, we figured that there's some good opportunities to do things back and forth between East and West. So there's going to be some shared manufacturing going on between the two of us.
Cool.
There'll be some new products will be coming out as well in the new year. So that's something that we're going to wow the industry with, I think.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to a lot of that. So as we put the team together, we look back to the initial hiring practices. Like you can see, there was Sergio came on board from Napa Valley. Then there was myself. Mm-hmm. And then from the Western team, we figured, those hiring practices were pretty good. So we brought in Dallas, who's handling is my equivalent out in Western Canada. For some sales, we brought in Rick Prees, who you guys all recognize.
Uh-huh.
And then there's Ron Sharma.
Right.
So if you've kind of seen what, kind of the synergy or what goes on there with that type of hiring that we've done. So the guys got together, really good at it. So we decided to, formulate something that we can go on tour with.
Wait. So is this right on the job description, Vince, that you have to be bald? Is it right? Like, is this?
Ronnie's gotten away without the beard so far, but we're
That's
working
right.
on it.
That won't last. That won't last.
So the Bald Street Boys were going to hit the tour this summer, but unfortunately,
Hey Vince, if you're hiring. That's funny.
Oh boy!
The tour. So the tour had to be postponed.
Tour had to be postponed. Yeah. So stay tuned. Next year we'll have coming to town near you.
Yeah.
And now one of the things we were talking about with COVID and kind of what we've done to prepare, some of the specifics that we put in place. We started off shutting down for the 2 weeks to make sure everybody was safe.
Mm-hmm.
When pretty much everybody came back, we didn't have too many issues, too many missing.
Good.
So that was promising. So what we did is we actually split the shifts. So we had 2 shifts going, so there were half as many people in at a time. And we were producing one product on one day, one on the next, and trying to do something in between as much as possible. So to keep things running smoothly and keeping everybody away. They had their masks going. We ordered some new ones coming in now with our logo. Hopefully they'll get here in the next couple of days. We provided them with shields as well, if they required the plastic shields. So those that were, overly cautious were wearing both. Hand sanitizer stations at the front door when you come in, at the lunchroom door, and in the offices as well, just to make sure everybody was taking care of that. Signage for visitors coming in as well, where to go, where not to go. We've kind of closed off again all the doors, shipping doors at the back, trying to get everybody corralled to the front and keep that lane going towards the outside of the building as opposed to inside and through the building. One of the other things we brought in, as you see on the right there, is the facial recognition time clock. So there's one less place they have to touch. We were on that Palm one prior to this, so we got rid of that. Obviously, you don't want everybody's hands touching the same thing. So now they walk up to this device, they've got their picture in the database, it recognizes who they are and punches them in and out.
Cool.
So
does that work well?
Knock on wood, it's been going for probably about a month now without issue.
No kidding.
So
That's
yeah, for
awesome.
the most part, it's worked very well.
Did you go full night shift, Vince, or just kind of halfway through the day?
Halfway through, we went up to midnight. So we're doing from 6 a.m. to midnight. And the split, we split it in half there towards the afternoon. So guys so there's a little half-hour overlap in between to allow people out and the new ones in. So there wasn't any too much congregation going on.
Yeah, people get grouchy with it.
We've been successful.
Yeah,
everybody's well and no cases, nothing to report.
Good.
So everybody's still going strong. So that's Everlast in a nutshell right now. Again, the biggest excitement is what's happening out west. Waiting for that.
Unbelievable. Yeah. You've got some major stuff going on out west. You're going to try to. Yep. Can you give us any indication of what you're going to manufacture out there, or?
Well, again, some of it is going to be that new product I'd mentioned.
It's going to be a new thing.
To say exactly what it is yet, but there will be some windows out there where now the market seems to be opening up for our storm door product. That might be something we'll look at as well in the future of manufacturing out there. Because again, what's been the holdback has been the transportation, being a not a high end or not a high margin product or a high price product, sorry. Once you start adding transportation to a storm door, it was kind of difficult unless you did it in skid lots. So now once we started seeing, we were actually spec'd by an architect on a project out there with our storm door, and that's what kind of got the ball rolling. So that was great to see. So now once that happens, with more frequency, I think moving part of it, at least for Western Canada, in that Western Canada facility might be something we're looking at down the line. But right now, I think the windows and probably some door product is what we're going to be looking at right now.
What differences have you seen getting into the Western Canada market, Vince? I know you guys have been doing it for a while, but compare Ontario to the prairies out west.
Well, I think even a lot of the way things are assembled and installed, like nail fin is a big thing out there.
Right.
We really didn't use much of that. Everything was done with our altitude windows, was the nailing or the clips and installing through the sides. So that was one thing that we were, in some cases, is it the better thing to do? That's something we're kind of looking at. We've added a nail flange to our altitude as an option as well here. So that's something that will be is available now as well.
Anyone in Ontario want the nail flange?
So far, I've only had one request.
Yeah.
Through Gentech, and so for the most part, out west, it's kind of a staple product.
Yeah. And here, no one does it.
Yeah. Little things we've seen when we were out there, even the way doors are done. The bottom of the sill, I found this one neat little flap, for lack of a better term, that they have at the bottom there to keep wind out. Something simple that. Why haven't we thought of that?
Yeah.
Little things like that.
It's just a rim. It's just a rim that comes up behind where the door closes.
No, actually at the bottom, right underneath the bottom of the sill. So if any wind pressure comes from underneath the sill, this flap blocks it from going.
Sure.
Again, simple little thing.
Obvious, right? Yeah.
So, we're out there definitely with open eyes, and open minds. And again, the team we've assembled out there has got a ton of experience out there. Been doing it for a long time. So a lot of the ideas that they're bringing to the table, we're definitely listening and going to be putting them into place to make sure things are successful. I mean, one of the things you do when you go to a marketplace, if you've got experience in that place and you can use it to your advantage, that's how things always move a little more seamlessly.
What are you seeing? What are you seeing for trends, Vince? What are people asking for? All black, right?
All black and
Yeah.
big. And low profile. I mean, it's one of the things that we came to market with was that the altitude window for that reason. So we're seeing a lot of that, like a lot of the custom homes we're seeing now. We're seeing some of the, I don't know if I'm still on share screen or not. No, I think I got off of it. But a lot of the modern builds are a little more geometric, a little more linear. Let's see if I can show you kind of the example of what we're seeing a lot of. This type of
the new subdivisions coming in London are all this kind of thing is freaking crazy.
Yeah. And
that looks weird to an old guy like me. Holy smokes.
So,
but I know that's what they're doing.
Oops.
Good. So that's your yeah, there's one. Yeah.
Yeah. This one is actually closer to you. It's in Burlington.
Yeah. Well, sort of. That's like it's almost like some of them it's like they're trying to do a Frank Lloyd Wright thing, but they're going even more extreme.
Even more extreme.
Yeah.
This one here in downtown Toronto as well, like entire walls were taken up with like this offset patio door, for example. That's the lift and slide door. That's the back of the house overlooking the ravine, as you can see through the image through the patio door. So we're seeing a lot of this big, stuff that needs cranes. The installation is getting a little more tense and a lot more effort need to be putting in place to get them done and done properly. And the challenge is again finding good installers.
Right.
It's the program that we've got with Fenestration Canada hopefully starts to gain some traction, and we get some certifications in place, so there is some consistency. Driving people more to want to do that as a trade.
Yeah.
Because it is tough to find. So we hang on to our guys. We're fortunate to have a few crews that are really good at it.
Yeah, you can't use a framer to put that stuff in.
No, that's for sure.
That's but then you guys are doing that higher end custom stuff is going to drive that for sure. So is that an altitude installation?
That's an altitude installation that we did in Calgary.
How high?
A couple of years ago, I believe this one was 14, 15. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah. So no problem getting those ratings for the top floors.
No, it was pretty good there.
Yeah. Did you have to? So you would have had to meet some wind load requirements and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, all that was done. Again, we provided all the test results into the engineers there. They made their decision on which material they wanted to use, and we went forward with that. And everything's. It's been a few years, so everything's good so far.
Good. So Terry Adamson's coming in here. He would like to share his gratitude to you guys for supporting the event and the association. Obviously, you guys have been mainstreams of the association for a long time now. He's mentioning that Mike and him have had their great debates about the industry.
That's for sure.
If you ever want to test your ideas out, call Mike Bruno. He'll tell you if you're right or wrong fairly quickly.
Well, he must be listening, because he just sent me a text and we purchased our second line for Calgary already.
Oh, really? Great. And Terry wants you to know that the gates to BC have just shut. So forget about
BC. No problem.
Forget about BC. It's not open.
Not happening.
Not happening.
We're gonna stop at the Alberta border.
Yeah, that's right. Which will be fine for Rick. He likes Alberta. He likes BC too, actually. But you're not going to make poor Rick commute, are you? When you get this new place? Oh my God.
Well,
he likes Wizard Lake there.
Yeah.
Probably want to locate a Wizard Lake.
Well, for what he's been working from home so far, so maybe we'll keep him doing that.
Wow. I think everyone, right?
Everyone is.
Yeah, pretty much. What are you guys doing with your office staff there? You keeping everybody coming in, or did you?
Yeah, so far everybody's been in. I mean, the offices are enough distance between each other so far.
Yeah, you've got it fairly spread out.
Yeah, so it's not too bad.
Although actually, I don't know anymore because from the showroom, it's obvious you've completely renovated everything.
Yeah, we renovated the other side as well. Again, we're in here if we're amongst each other. Usually the masks are on. So,
Are you going to do a showroom out west as well as the manufacturing?
yeah, there's going to be showroom up there as well.
Yeah, I would think so.
Just waiting to dot the I's and cross the T's, as they say. And again, hopefully by the end of this week, we'll have something to announce.
Well, listen, that's exciting stuff, and I can't wait to get that announcement. Of course, you're going to send that to Fenestration Review exclusively.
Of course,
yeah, of course.
How do you think we got here? It was all on the backs of our advertising and stories with Fen Review, right?
I love it. That's right. Well, Mike was one of the original, and you guys one of the original profiles. Although I was just in Glass Canada in those days. Yeah. But yeah, Everlast got in there, and I think it drove Mike's thirst for publicity. He's already got a few phone calls from that. And he said, "Hey, this works.
This works."
That's awesome. Listen, Vince, that's what I got. I want to thank you a lot for being so open and sharing all the interesting stuff you're doing. I think you guys are, I'll editorialize a little bit. I see so many companies, fabricators in the window and door business that are not aggressively pursuing growth. They're doing this side, my side of the street, your side of the street.
Yeah.
We'll just sit here and try to keep everybody employed. I guess that's fine if that's what you want to do, but to me, it's refreshing to see to see a company that's really trying to drive. And I think it's revealing that it's guys like you that are supporting these kinds of things and getting out there and telling everybody what you're up to. So thanks from me. Thanks from Fenestration Canada. And Mike Bruno is chiming in saying he thinks Fenestration Canada has done a great job in the sessions this week, and he's proud to be part of the team. So I don't know how you didn't rope him into helping you out with this presentation.
He's 6 feet away from me. So
is he really? Is he? Yeah, he's just over there tweeting from afar.
Yeah, he's in the other room. I can't even. I'm in my safe haven. I'm in Frank's office here.
You're in a safe space. All right, Vince. Listen, we better wrap her up and let Stefan get ready for his next thing.
All right, perfect.
But listen, thanks so much, and we'll see you in the funny pages.
All right, sounds good.
All right,
take care, guys.
Thanks again. Bye-bye.